Hey everyone, so today in this video we will be continuing our bit set series. So we will be looking at some more function inside bit set. So let's start it. So first function which we are gonna be look is known as find first. So underscore find underscore first. So this is the function. What it does is it finds the position of the first set bit. So let me show you how it works. So here we have two bit set. One is B, which is 00110, and another one is A, which is 00000. Okay, so first we are calling B dot find first to find the first set bit. So what we see here is it is returning as 1. So 1, if we try to number it here, 3 and 4. So this is the index, so we are getting this index. And suppose if there is no set bit inside the bit set like this one A, so what it will return is it will return the size of the bit set. Okay, so this is how this function works. So let us see the output. So the output is right here. So first we are getting 1 for this line of the code, and second, as there is no set bit, so we are getting the size, which is 5. So this is how it is working. Now let's look at the next function, which is which help us to jump on the bits which are set. So what do I mean by that is, let us look here. So we have a bit set A1. So A1 is equal to 010101. So what this does is, first we will get the index of this set bit, then we will get the another, and then the another, and so on if there is any set bit. So this can be quite useful in many conditions. So let us see how it works basically first. So we are running this for loop right here. So first what we are doing is we are putting it inside an integer I, the first set bit. So we are using this function right here, which we have seen in the first part. So this function is used right here inside the for loop. So inside I, what we will get is, we'll get the position of the first set bit, which is this one, 0. Let me index these 3, 4 and 5. So we'll get 1, no, we'll get 0 first, and then we can print it out. So I have printed it out right here. So this is 0, and now what we are doing is we are making sure that this is less than the size, so it doesn't get out of the bit set. And next thing what we are doing is, then we are printing this, and then we are jumping to the next one. So this is the function right here, find underscore. So let me write it for you, underscore find underscore next, and inside this we have to give a index. So it will look after that index, which is the next set bit. So after this index, after the index 0, we have 1 2 3 4 and 5. So it will see that second is the set bit, so then we will go to second. So we are printing right here 2, and then we are printing right here 4. Okay, so this is how this function works. So now we have looked at all the standard functions inside bit set. We can start solving some basic problems. So let us come to the first problem. So what we have in the first problem is, we have to count the number of set bits inside an interval. So what I meant by that is, let's say we have a bit set which is 10010100101. So this is our bit set, and now let's start looking what we have to do. So what we have to do here is, this time we are not taking this indexing. So let me erase this and rewrite it. So what we are doing is 100101010 and 1. So let me index it this way, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So it will be easier to explain. So what we are doing is, we have initialized L as 2. So this is our starting point of the range, and R as 8. So this is our stopping point of the range. So inside this we have to find how many set bits are there. So we have to count that. So what we can do here is, one option we have is we can traverse through these bits and then we can do, but another quick option by using the bit manipulation operators, we can do it very efficiently. So let us look on that. So what we can do is we can first left shift the L minus 1 bits. So what I meant by that, so L is equal to 2 and L minus 1 will be equal to 1. So let me write it here again, 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. So L minus 1, and if we do a left shift right here, so what I meant by that is this bit will be lost. So what we will get here is 0 0 0 and then 1 0 1 0 1 0. So this is what we will get. Okay, now let us, okay, we are missing something here. So yeah, let me rewrite this thing, because so we'll get 0 0 because we are left shifting. So this bit will be removed, this one. Okay, so 0 0 and then 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So this is what we will be getting. Okay, so what will happen here is we will remove this bit, because this is out of our index. So by left shifting it L minus 1 times, we will remove this bit. So let's see. So this one is the output after left shift L minus 1 time. So this is what we are getting. So we have removed this bit perfectly. So now let us see next what we have to do. So what we can do next is we can then, let me write it here. So now we have 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So this is what we have. So now what we have to do, we have to make the positions back again to the initial position. So initially we had this one. Okay, so this, so we have to get back to this, but this bit should be 0, the initial bit. Okay, so what we can do here is we can right shift similarly L minus 1. So we have done a left shift, now we will do a right shift of L minus 1. So what will happen is we will again get the previous configuration, but with a removed bit which we don't need. So what we will get here is 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, because we are so in this one if we do right shift one time we will get this. Okay, so this one we will get, you can see it here, it is quite clear. Now what we have to do is we have successfully removed the bit on this boundary, left hand side boundary, and this is our right hand side boundary. So we have to remove these bits as well. So what we can do here is I can right shift n minus r times. So let me show it how this will work. Okay, so this was our configuration right now, 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, and this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So we need up till this. Okay, so we have to remove these two. So what we can do is we have r as equal to 8 and n is the size of the bit set, which is 10. So when we do n minus r, we will get 2. So if we right shift this by 2, these two bits right here will be removed. Okay, so that is what we have to do. So we will do a right shift, which is done right here. So we did a A2 and then right shift equal to n minus r. So this will right shift and then we are printing it out. So we have printed this out. This is our answer, or this is the final configuration which we are getting after removing all the boundaries which are not required. So now what we can do is we can simply call the count function, which counts the number of set bit, counts number of set bits, and we'll get our answer as 3. So we can verify it in the initial one. So this was our second index, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So this, so up till here we have 3 set bits. So this is how we can use bit set in some question very effectively. Okay, so now let us look at one more problem. So this is counting the number of common elements between two arrays. We can have multiple approaches here, but I'm gonna be showing how we can do this with the help of a bit set rather than some other thing like map or any other. Okay, so what we can do is we can see we have one array as ARR, which is 1, 2 and 3, and another one is BRR, which is 3, 4 and 1. So here common elements are 1 because it occurs in both, and 3. So we should be getting an answer equal to 2. Now let us look how bit set can help us in this thing. So we have to create first 2 bit set. So I have created a 2 bit set A3 and B3 of size 10 because all of these number right here are less than 10. So I am creating a bit set of size 10. If in the question the constraint is given like 10 raised to power 6, you can make the bit set of that size according to the questions. Now let us see what we have to do. So we have to traverse the first array, which is 1, 2 and 3. So here in this for loop we are traversing this array, and what we are doing is we have A3, which is right now 0, 0. So this is our A3 right now, and what we are doing is we are traversing and we are setting the ARR ith bit as 1. So what I meant by that is, so first we will go to 1, and then once we occur 1, so this function is setting the this 0, 1, this bit as 1. Okay, so now we get this configuration, and then we traverse to the second element, which is 2. So we are setting this bit as 1, and then we are going to 3. So we are setting this bit as 1. So let me write up till here, so I don't have to write more numbers. So after traversing the first array, our A3 will be equal to 1, 1, 1 and 0, and rest all will be 0. So I'm not writing that. Now let us write it here so we can later reference it. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this and let's see what we have to do. So similarly we have to traverse the second array as well, which is 3, 4 and 1. So let me add one more 0 here because it has 4 as well. So we will traverse, and this is 3, so BRR, so the third bit will be equal to 1. So 0, 0, so this is 0, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So this bit will be equal to 1. Now on the second element, which is 4, this bit will be equal to 1. Now on the other, which is 1, we will set this bit, so we'll get this. Okay, so this is our B3 final state. So 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So let me write it here. B3 is equal to 1, 1, 0, 1 and 0. Okay, so now what we have to do to find the answer is we have to AND both of these. So we will do A3 and B3. So what will happen, let us do it manually. 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, and let us AND this both. So this is that, and 0, 0 will give us 0, 1, 1 will give us 1, 1, 0 will give us 0, and this will be 1, and this will be similarly 0. So now we can count the number of set bit inside this. So we have 2 set bits. That means there were 2 elements which were common inside both of the arrays. So let us see the code right here. So first we are creating these 2 bit set, and then we are traversing the first array and traversing the second array, and then we are doing an AND operation and storing it inside result bit set, and then we are counting the number of set bits, and which is right here 2. So I hope this all is clear to you. If you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section, and the code regarding this video will be available in the description. Please check that out. Thank you.